to all of that process. I've got many of you who are already putting the 4 tasks together of the Aptal and uploading it to Turnitin. And remember, when you do that, when you put them all together, don't forget that all of your figures need to be numbered consecutively throughout the document. All of your appendix references in the text are alphabetical, as well as in the appendices, and that all of your references are in alphabetical order. Just remember the same process that we used in the Aptal, we will use in the Aptal to get that all together. Had some really good reflections on task 4. And Dr. Stedman, I think just about everybody that I've looked at, they have done a reflection for both the coursework and from their clinical work. So that is good. So you're getting that done, putting that together, uploading to Turnitin, and then waiting until you hear from us before you're ready to upload it for evaluation. So was very pleased with that. Case study 2, I viewed a lot of thorough discussions on case study 2. You're going to love case studies. When you move to 603, you have a lot of case studies. Just remember that when you get into school law and finance, that when you are giving an opinion, you have to back it up with court cases and from your readings that you're going to be doing. So many of you were able to support every opinion that you had from either coursework or from your readings and from your text. And so I was very pleased with that. Those were much better. So Dr. Stedman, you're back on. You want to
I did.
share
I had
anything?
just completely wiped out. It closed out. I had to start back all over again. But anyway, I have no
You
idea.
started getting a little sketchy on us there, and that's how I knew you had got knocked off. So
I have no idea. I hope it stays. But I ditto everything that you've said. You know, I still have some. I still have about 5 task 4s that have not been submitted for my review. So, you know, they were due this past week. They were due Sunday. And you need to be reminded that you're not just working with Dr. Revis and me now. This is the end of the semester. You're dealing with an outside evaluator as well. And Dr. Revis, I'm gonna just now the scores that I've got back so far, every one of them, I've got nothing but 4s on the Aptal so far that have come back, and you have too. I've seen that. I have I've given permission for several to go ahead and put it in the Turnitin process. Don't sit around and wait on it. Go ahead and get it done. It would be to your advantage if you're ready to go ahead and get it done and not wait. I have seen work that has been turned in last graded with much more scrutiny. And that's all I'm going to say, Dr. Revis. I think it's to your advantage if you've got it ready to go ahead and get it in there and do not sit on it. Okay. And like Dr. Revis said, it's the same process. I will ditto also what she said about case studies. It is going to be vitally important because that is such an integral part of the 603 curriculum. And I will tell you, Dr. Lamb, he puts a lot of emphasis on those case studies, a lot. And the staff that he's trained to work in 603, he monitors what they do with those case studies. And so, as Dr. Revis said, make sure that you know what you're talking about, that you can back it up, and because he will challenge you, he will challenge you on those things in a good way, but he will challenge you because you know you have to know it. You need to know it. So just be prepared with that. Those of you that owe us work, it needs to be done now. And, that's all I can say on that. Dr. Revis, I think we need to talk to him about the final task stream requirements. And I'll begin by saying that please, I beg you, all of you have been cleared with 12 competencies already. When you go in there for us to review the 9 competencies, please only check the 9 competencies. I have spent too much time having to go back because all 21 competencies, everything was done. The 12 that you did, I had to go back in and do them all over again. So please pay attention to what you're doing and submit only requests for only the 9 that are remaining that we, Dr. Revis and I, need to look at. It saves us so much time. Okay. Now I wouldn't be saying that if I hadn't already had to deal with it. Okay. I've had to deal with it. So please do that. A reminder too, Dr. Revis, they've got to, their competency folio, talk to them about that.
I was trying to pull up TaskStream. The competency folio, remember that you've already done 12 of those. And so we're doing artifacts. Artifacts are things that you can upload to show that you have demonstrated that competency. Okay. The other thing that you will have to do, and this is in your DRF folio, where you upload your APSL and your APTL, you should see on the left-hand side, right underneath APSL, APTL, there is a box for, it says SOE, stands for School of Ed Dispositions. That is a self-assessment. So you need to do the self-assessment. You can do that any time. If you've not already done it, do that self-assessment now. This is your first semester in the program, so mark yourself very modestly. In other words, take the lowest rung of evaluation to mark yourself. And I don't even remember the grade scale. Derek, you've done it. What is the grade scale in the SOE dispositions? Do you remember?
Hold up. I've got TaskStream up. I think one of them said that, okay, let me see, view responses. Okay, so for the competency analysis, you click either met or not met.
And Derek,
Okay, let me stop you there.
Go ahead, Dr. Revis.
Okay, you need to wait and do your competency analysis after you finish your competency folio. No artifacts go in that. It's a self-assessment as well. You want to say met on all of those. Okay. It is okay if you say not met, but you want, just hit met and go on. But it's an analysis about how you feel, a self-assessment about how you have felt. Okay, I see Shaquita has uploaded something in the competency analysis. Okay, and Shaquita, the ones you put in the chat box, are those with the dispositions?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So if you see in the chat box, you see, put yourself meets on all those.
And you will have met them, or we would have told you already that you didn't meet them. Okay.
Right. There's no writing, no artifacts, nothing.
Because you've already done it.
Yeah. The School of Ed dispositions, the competency analysis, meets and move on. Okay. You do not need to get tangled up in all that stuff. As Dr. Stedman said, you already have met those things. or you wouldn't be where you are right now.
Dr. Revis, now if they click that they have exceeded expectations, tell them what they have to do then, if they say that.
All right. Now, if you exceed expectations, you've got to show, you've got to write what you have done to exceed expectations on that. And remember, this is kind of like a growth model. So you're just beginning the program. You don't want to mark yourself really high right now. Just meet expectations, move on.
That makes life simple.
You got enough to worry about. You got to cook a
We
turkey.
do. Yeah, that's right. That's it.
So, all right. So, any questions on the final task string requirements?
Dr. Revis, also, we need to talk to them about their internship log.
Oh, thank you. Your internship log. There is a place in your DRF folio to put your internship log. Do not put it there. Do not put it there. It is found in your competency folio. Let me repeat it. Go to your competency folio. At the bottom is where you put your semester logs and request comments from either Dr. Stebbin or myself. And we look at it there. You hold all semesters in that competency folio.
Okay, now just remember, if you are in Dr. Revis's C4 class, I am the one that you asked to comments for your competency folio and for your internship log. And if you're in my class, C2 class, you do the same thing with Dr. Revis. There's no reason to ask us both to do it
No.
because only one can do it. However, if you ask both of us to do it, that means we've got to go in and do something. So do not ask both of us to do it. Only the one that needs to be doing this.
On your competency folio, excuse me, not competency folio, on your clinical logs, I look at them real closely this time to make sure you are on the right foot. Remember, you can only have a small percentage of your time in supervision. For example, cafeteria duty, bus duty, parking lot duty, supervising a ball game. So, put everything down that you do, and you need to make sure that you total the number of hours at the bottom, and you must have your supervisor's signature. Whoever is supervising your clinical work, their signature has to be on that log.
And as a reminder, and Derek asked me this before he completed his, you can give yourself some credit hours for leading your PLC. That is leadership. When you've met with them after school, that is a part of leadership. So you can use some hours with that.
I have a question. This is Tori Alexander. I have
Hi,
a question.
Tori.
How you doing?
I'm great.
And if I forget, everybody have a happy Thanksgiving. Anyway, I was just wanting to know, like as far as like when we're doing those logs, because I've been working on my log, and in that log, doesn't it say like you can put task 1 or like how many hours can you give yourself? Is that something different or?
I'm not really sure I understand your question.
You can't give yourself credit for having to do the work that you've had to do. You don't get credit for doing task 1 or task 2 or doing the apps or
No, but doesn't it say, like, don't you put that, say for instance, if you're doing your agenda and it came from task 1 or task 2, you still
go ahead.
You still can't give yourself time for that.
No, not for doing the work.
No, not the work, but the things that were required that you had to have your agenda.
No, if you can give yourself credit for leading your PLC.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go back in and redo, I don't know. I think it's some error at the beginning of my log. I think I made an error in the beginning of my log. So what do you give yourself hours for? Like I went to the Leadership Math Summit for 3 days.
You can't get 3 days credit. Dr. Revis will talk with you and give you some credit if you came back and you presented to your staff
Yes.
or you were presented, then she can give you some credit for that. But you can't get, that would take up all of your hours just about if you did that. You can only get some credit for that. You need to talk with Dr. Revis individually about that.
Sound good. That's right.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mhm.
Neely asked a good question. What are we supposed to put in the proof column? Nothing. That's for you. It's optional. As well as where it says competency, you don't have to do either of those two columns. You need the dates to describe the task. And when I look at a task, I want to see your level of involvement. I want to know if you attended a PLC or if you facilitated a PLC. See the difference? And remember, you're trying to show leadership. So look at those verbs to adequately describe your level of participation. Sometimes it can just be attended a school improvement team meeting, particularly if you're not typically do that, or attended a school board meeting.
Right.
But there are a list of things and ideas in your little handbook. You don't have to do all of those, but neither is that list a comprehensive list. So those two columns are optional. They're for you, but you don't have to do them for us.
And
It's
Dr. Revis, I can't remember which one of the students from your class did it, but they completed it. They did. It was a phenomenal job. They did those two columns as well, and they have tracked. It's to help you to know that you're covering all your bases, that you're, and it keeps it's a tracking system for you. And
and
so,
by and by now you know that in your competency folio, you're going to have to pull some artifacts from your clinical work, and that just gives you a way to keep up with maybe where you filed that artifact. You won't have an artifact for everything you do in your clinicals. That's impossible. But for the ones you have, it's just a way for you to keep up with where you may have filed them. Be sure at the end that you put down the total number of hours. Again, let me stress, if you do not get your supervisor to sign it, we have to send it back to you. Okay? Any other questions about your clinical hours logs?
This is Sandra. The question in the chat that says, what if our log won't be signed by the administrator until we return from break? Can we submit it as a draft?
Are we talking about Thanksgiving break or Christmas break?
I believe it's Thanksgiving break.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah. If it's Thanksgiving, that's fine. These are not due until the end of the semester. So you've got a week or so here. That's fine.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Revis. I thought I saw somewhere that it was due
actually, Dr.
Monday.
Revis, actually, they are due by this Sunday night.
Oh, okay.
That's what I
Okay.
They're due by this Sunday night, but we will take it on Monday. You will need to get that on Monday, and you'll need to get it in on Monday. We have to get this cleared. We are up against the for grades and everything now, so we will be pushing things. So we need everything by Monday at the latest. If you've got to get a signature on something, okay.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Stanley. I'm sorry.
That's all right. That's all right. Okay, Kim.
I had a question just thinking about next semester in the 80 hours, just because of where I live in Western North Carolina, and I know we'll be experiencing snow days, and I don't know what that's going to look like for virtual internship hours. So I was curious if I do hours in December, if can I have like rollover hours, or I need to wait until the semester starts in January?
Once you get cleared with us, you can start banking your hours then, but it would have to be after December it would have to be after next week. Then you can start banking hours after that. The semester needs to be officially over with.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
And Kim, if you'll look in your handbook, there are some suggestions about virtual hours, what you can do there.
Yeah, my
Thank
principal and
you.
I talked briefly, yeah, because we also talked about she has a conference and then there's spring break. And so because I don't work at that school, I need to be thinking ahead
There
to make
you go.
sure that I plan my hours strategically on the days I'm to be there. But I did look over that list with her as we talked on Monday. So thank you.
Good.
And that could apply to any of you based on, we have no idea, we hope that nothing bad happens, but we have no idea after Christmas break, what we're going to be facing. We hope that it's going to be normal, but if it would happen not to be normal, then, and you have to go back to some type of asynchronous schedule and you've got to do some things virtually, if it's a week or two or whatever, then you need to follow that as well and continue what you're supposed to do. You ask your principal, what can I do to help with what you're having to do virtually? And you become a part of that process. You be very proactive if that time comes, because they're not going to think about you. All they're going to be thinking about is, trying to take care of the situation. So you be proactive and you offer your help at that time. Dr. Revis, what other questions would any of you have about bringing closure to the APTEL and to TaskStream requirements? Anything? You should be good.
This is Sandra. Excuse my music in the background. I just love Christmas. I just get so excited when the time comes. I'm so mushy like that. So the only thing we have to turn in is the clinical log and the 1 through 4 and our TaskStream. Is that what I'm understanding?
And the School of Ed disposition and the competency analysis. And that's in TaskStream.
Competency analysis being that thing that we did before, right?
No, competency analysis is where you do the self-assessments and the School of Ed disposition.
Can you show it to us?
I think I'm almost there, Dr. Stedman. If you want
Okay.
to let me get signed in, got it pulled up.
While Dr. Revis is pulling that up, any other questions?
Okay.
My only other question is, when do we have to get the artifacts and stuff in the folio?
Everything is due by Sunday night.
Okay.
This is not where I need to go. I've got to be an evaluator down at Dr. Stedman before I can.
What are you looking for?
I want to pull up.
Okay, go to, okay, Derek has his, stop
Hold
sharing.
on, I think I can do it right
Got
quick.
it? Okay. Okay, go ahead.
I'm going at a different place than what you guys have to go.
Okay.
Okay. This is what your DRF folio looks like, right?
In TaskStream.
In TaskStream. Yours doesn't say mails, it says probably MSA 601.
Right.
This is APSL. That's where you go to upload the APSL. You've already done that. APTL. Here's your competency analysis. And this is your School of Ed dispositions. All right. These two things here are self-assessments. You want to rate yourself meets expectations. This is your competency folio. All right. You have, excuse me, you have to have one evidence artifact for each of these competencies. This person is in 605. They have 3. They're finished. But you have to make sure that you have one for each of these competencies, except there's always an exception, isn't there, friends? Digital learning. You don't upload an artifact there. You weave in your digital learning competencies throughout all of these. Let me see if this person has noted it. She's not noted that. But let's say that on one of these that you use a survey to send to your teachers, like the Teacher Empowerment and Leadership Survey. If that is one of your artifacts and you write about it, you would come out here to the side and put the word digital competency and just by the title of the artifact. And then down here is where you upload your 3 each semester of clinicals. Don't you wish that you were where this person was? But you will be soon. And so if you're in Dr. Stedman's class, I look at it and let me just say something about it. You know, guys, you don't have to write it out like this. What kind of an impression does this give as opposed to someone who has typed it out? Now, Dr. Stedman requires it. I'm going to require it to you too. You can type this out just as easy as you can write it out. This person went ahead and did competency and proof. These are the 2 optionals. But your dates, activity, and hours are not optional. And she's totaled it at the end of each page. That's fine. You can do that. When I get to the end of page 1 and I only see 47 hours, my heart starts beating fast. But then I see she's totaled it at the end. But type them up. Okay, you've got time. Sandra, do you see the difference? See, you really have 2 different folios right now.
Yes, ma'am, I see it.
Okay, you've got your competency, and then you've got what we call the DRF folio, directed response folio. And they live separately. Well, they both live in TaskStream, but they're separate right now. At the end of 605, I'm working with students right now. They're merging them, and you'll do that at the end. But right now, they both live in TaskStream, but separately.
And just think about your DRF is really like, it's like a bank. You're just putting money in the bank right now and you're saving it. But after a while, you're going to cash it out, and that's at the end of the program. You're just saving it. You're saving things in it right now.
A lot of people go ahead and put their logs right here. Don't do it, because then you have to get Dr. Lamb to release it. This says final. That's at the end of the semester. You put your semester ones in your competency folio.
Right. Okay. About a percentage of the 80 hours being supervised. That is correct, Mallory. Dr. Lamb spoke at the very beginning of the semester about a percentage of your hours needed to be only a small percentage needs to be supervision. He pointed that out.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember the exact percentages, Dr. Revis, but
Well, I think this semester he said 10%.
10%, you're right,
But if that's 8 hours.
right.
I would try to hit no more than 15%.
Okay.
Around 12 hours. Yeah, 12 hours is plenty of supervision. I mean,
Right.
how much does it take to learn how to do bus duty or cafeteria duty?
Right. Michelle, you had your hand up earlier. Did you get your question answered?
Yes, my question was answered, I think. Thank
Okay,
you.
okay, thank you. Okay,
Mallory,
just-
I hope you're being sarcastic.
I just
Okay.
posted a clarifying question. We are not adding our Apsel or our Aptel to TaskStream at this time. Is that correct?
no, your Apsel and your Apsel's already been added to TaskStream, and your Aptel does go to TaskStream. That is for your final grade goes to TaskStream.
Yeah, this is where you upload it. This is in your DRF folio.
Okay, so that's where we add the tasks that are all combined into one.
When it's ready to upload to TaskStream, you go to your
That's right,
directed
that's right.
response folio and do it there.
But you
Okay?
tell us, right?
We
Yeah.
tell you.
Okay,
And
that's right. Okay.
And Kim, it's no different than what you did with the Apsel.
Yeah,
I'm
we-
remembering now.
Yeah,
Okay.
we tell you if it's ready to go to turn it in. Okay. Then we look at the score and we will tell you if you're ready to upload it to TaskStream.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. And then they grade it and then we do the screenshot. That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
It feels like it was in February when we did Apsel.
Well, I've slept since then, so you're okay.
Okay,
Any other questions?
okay.
I have a question. So I thought, I thought that our internship block needed to be handwritten because I had mine all in a Google Doc, but my principal's already signed it. Should I wait and have him re-sign it with the typed version on Monday? Do you want us to type it out?
Go ahead, Dr. Ravis.
Well, it's okay, Neely. If that's the only thing that is an issue, go ahead and just handwrite it and send it in.
Okay, I'm very particular, so I'll do whatever you say, but I did already have him sign it, so, okay,
But from here on out, type it.
perfect. Sounds great. Thanks, Dr. Revis.
Now
Uh,
you may, I may send it back because of something else, but and I'll be honest with you, if you send me a bunch of supervision over 12 hours of supervision, I'm sending it back.
I did very little supervision, so I don't think.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Go ahead, Dr. Ravis. When I lost what I had down here, I need to pull up. Okay.
Hey, I've got one more question.
Go ahead.
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, so you said earlier something about the competency analysis and you said something like wait until you do your competency something to do
Okay.
something. I don't
Wait
remember what
until
you
you-
said.
Okay, that's okay. The suggestion is to wait until you finish your competency folio, until you put all those artifacts in to do your analysis. But you're probably so close to the end now, it doesn't matter. You can do it now.
Okay, thank you.
You're supposed to wait until that folio is finished. And it's supposed to be like a self-assessment to your folio, but you can do
Okay.
it. You're
All right.
you're close now.
Thanks.
Okay. On Monday, no, next Monday, and this is on today's agenda. You'll find it under week 14. The link to join town hall is found on this agenda, and we'll send it out as well. But the time will begin at 6 o'clock, not 7 o'clock. And you'll have to use that link. We will not be coming together on Tuesday night as a class. This is it. However, Dr. Revis and I will reserve the right to be online Tuesday night with anybody that we need to say, we need to see you. Okay? So, but as a class, Monday night will be it when Dr. Lamb meets with us and he brings closure to 601 and he introduces 603. Now, what we have under week 14 is information that you need to begin looking at. This list of textbooks that you will be that you'll have to use in 603. And these are some of the assignments, specific assignments that you're going to do in 603. I would begin, I would download these. You can begin working. Some of you will want to begin working on these over the Christmas holidays and get a head start on things. But these are the four main case studies that you'll do, and they're intensive. This is information that you'll have to use along with studying finance and law. These are going to be your weekly discussion board activities. Those are things that you need to become familiar with. You can begin looking at those and scheduling to knock out those activities. There's lots of things that you have to do. You have to do a lot of stuff. It's like going on a treasure hunt. You will find, for the most part, that what you learn, a lot of what we've taught you in 601, you had, because you're teachers, you had a background knowledge of a lot of this stuff. You've not experienced, for the most part, what you're going to be dealing with in finance and law. It'll be a whole new arena. So it will be like a scavenger hunt a lot of times as you begin looking for the things that you've got to do and reaching out to people. These are a lot of things that you're going to be working with. There is an OMA template, and it's that is evidence 3, which is the organizational management analysis. You'll be looking at everything that is used to run a school.
And Dr. Stedman, may I
Go
jump in
ahead.
here? One of the things that's going to be different in 603 than what you've had with us is you get a lot more content. Because like Dr. Stedman said, you've not had school law. Most undergraduate, well, unless you've had a graduate program that had school law as a requirement. Some do. But you're going to be doing school law and school finance, new content. So we have focused a lot on getting you able to be able to complete that evidence work, the APSL and the APTL. I promise you right now, you could look at this OMA template that's right here, and you're going to be fine doing the OMA on your own. But what you have to focus on is not only doing the OMA, which is an authentic task, very similar to what we've done in the APSL and APTL. You've got to do a lot of coursework. You've got to do those discussion boards. You've got to do readings. You've got to do case studies. You've got to do all this other work. And that's where your instructors will focus. They're not going to take a lot of class time with you on doing the evidence work. But you can do the evidence work because you know how.
Do you
Very
see this?
similar.
The format is I mean, it's already, the format is the same as the APSL and the APTL. It's just that the work is, the task that you have to do is so different from what you have been doing with dealing with an analysis of student achievement and then, teacher empowerment, teacher leadership.
In this OMA task, the OMA is all about, as Dr. Stedman said, looking at the organization of your school. And you'll look at a master schedule. You'll look at, how people are assigned for different things and a lot of things. You'll really dive in to do an analysis of your school. But again, you're going to be able to do this on your own. You're not going to need a lot of class time for this. Your class time is going to be spent in school law and school finance.
And all of your case studies will reflect the work that you're doing. So
Yes, Sarah, use the task. There's an example. See the OMA example right here? The templates in there, the tasks and prompts. Yes, if I were you doggone right, I'd start pulling that baby down right now and start working on it. If you're finished with cleared with the Aptil and all your coursework here.
And the reason I say pull it down and put it on a flash drive or something is that Blackboard will shut down at some point after this semester's over with. They always shut down for a week or 2 weeks before it's back up and starting again. And so you will not have access to it probably until closer to the time that the semester starts. So I would encourage you to copy this information so that you'll have access to it if you decide that you want to start. And it would be wise to find some time to begin getting ahead on this.
And the thing
ahead.
you don't see here is a helpful hints document.
Right.
But you know what, friends? It's just unpacking that. It's just unpacking the template. And you can do that now.
However, if you were with Dr. Revis and me, I would still give you a helpful hints document. I'm sorry, I live with them. So
I would too, but look, go ahead and get started on this.
okay. And that's just, I wanted to go ahead and show you this because Dr. Lamb will actually pull this up and he'll go through it very quickly on Monday. And I didn't want you to be scared and surprised. You know now ahead of time what he's going to be referring to. Okay. So this gives you the ups on that. Shaquita, that is under week 14.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Are there other questions at this point? And then again, remember your agenda's under week 14, and that is where you can find the link to join the session on Monday. And Dr. Revis and I will send a reminder out about that as well. Okay, Jill?
Hi, Dr. Stedman. A few weeks ago, you mentioned something about our Zoom teams and maybe keeping those the same. We have only 3 people in our team. Can we pretty please request that we stay together?
We're going to make that recommendation. However, you will be in the hands of new people next semester, but we're going to make the recommendations. Now, there are some that we're going to have to look at some reorganization because of some of them are off balance, but for the most part, I think most of them will probably stay the same for the most part. And the instructors in the past have always used they've taken our recommendation. So I'm hoping, Jill, that it will stay that way. We're going to do that. And it's okay when the semester starts, if it's not ask.
I'm going
to
to dissolve one of my teams. Team 3 that has Everlyn, Allison, and Kim. I'm going to dissolve that team and spread you guys out because there's just no reason to have 4 teams with this many.
Yeah,
people.
and then I will say this, Jill, we've started out 601 before, and then when it went to 603, Dr. Revis's class one time and Dr. Hamilton's class was combined.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes it's based on the numbers. Dr. Hamilton Law students this semester. So I don't know if they will have 3 classes going into 603 or if they'll combine them into 2 classes. Those are things that we don't know. So, but no matter what, you're going to be fine. No matter what, you'll be okay. But I, for the most part, they have maintained most of the groups with at least, and if some of them changes, sometimes at least 2 of the people are together if they've had to change them or something. So there'll be somebody that you're familiar working with. All of you can work well together. I'm not worried about that though.
Okay, and will our work look kind of similar as far as discussing the case studies? Will that process be similar?
It will be similar, but it will be much more comprehensive and much more detailed. You will have to, we've just basically introduced you to that process. It goes much deeper and much more comprehensive in 603.
Okay, thank you.
I've got a couple questions about when the classes start. According to the calendar, your graduate school classes start the week of January 9th. And what night does 603 usually meet, Dr. Stedman?
On Wednesday nights.
So my guess, and this is a question you can ask Dr. Lamb on Monday, is it's going to be the 12th of January will be your first class.
I know that if you're in Dr. Lamb's class, it will be on Wednesday night, and I'm thinking the others do on Wednesday night as well. I won't put my, for the most part, Wednesday night is for 603 for the most part. Okay.
All right, don't be nervous. You're going to be fine. You made it through us, and yes, we did extend you some support. But guys, you're getting back into the program, and we know that. So we do extend you support. And if you pass this class, you're going to be fine. That's just the way it is. Passing meaning with a B or above, you're going to be fine. So, don't get so fixated on that class that you're not thinking about finishing up here. Don't finish strong here first.
And Alicia, you can take the praxis now, but I would suggest that you wait until you get 603 over with. There's a lot that you will learn in 603 that will help you tremendously. After 603, I think you'll be fine. But I would wait. If I was you, I would wait until then.
You are automatically registered for 603. You don't have to do anything. And I'm not sure about the Bulldog One program as far as the text. This is a new process for us as well. I just can't answer that.
And all I can say is that the people that have taken the praxis in the past have said that 601 and the case studies from 603 about the law, that is what made it so it was easy for them, but based on what they had learned through us. And we've never had anybody not to pass it, ever.
But I agree. Don't do it until you get through with 603. Going back to the textbooks, guys, you are more than welcome to find your textbooks through Amazon or alternate sources. But if you do, remember you have to opt out or you will get charged for the textbooks through Gardner Webb.
If you do an alternate source, you're going to save a lot of money. That's all I'll say.
Okay. Of course you will. Yes.
Okay.
So guys, we will see you Monday night. And then only on Tuesday, for those of you who are behind or need some extra support, or to ask questions. Andrelisa, you've got your hand raised.
Yes, I have a question about the Turnitin. So I turned in my Apto, but I don't see like the grade, like a thing for the grade. So how do I know?
I have to go look at it and pull it and I'll let you know.
Okay, I was just waiting and I'm like, I'll keep going back and forth checking and I didn't see anything there.
No, and I apologize. I meant to do that this afternoon, but I just did not feel well this afternoon. So I thought but I'll try to get it done after class. Okay. I know
Okay,
you're
because I'm ready to turn it into the task string once it's
you are ready to go, aren't you, girl?
yes.
Okay. I'll try to do that. Sandra, you're staying on with us, right? Okay.
I wanted to stay on for 1 second. This Tori, had one question.
Okay. All right. Do we meet
Okay.
again, Dr. Stedman, after Monday night?
No. We'll be, you and I will be online Tuesday, but it'll be only for those that we need to meet with.
Okay. So this is the evening we say our final farewells to everybody. Guys, it has been such an honor and privilege to start this path with you. This is going to open doors for you that you could never imagine. And I want to let you know that I've enjoyed being a part of this process with you guys. We may end up back together in the summer. Well, I don't know. And that will be such a pleasant thing if we are able to begin and end with you. So I've enjoyed it and hope you have a great Thanksgiving and Christmas holiday. Again, be thankful.
And again, I know we have pushed hard, but we did it because we knew what you needed, and just know that it was never meant, it was only for your good. And please keep in touch with us. Let us know how things are going. It's just great to hear back and hear your successes and the good things that we know that's going to happen. But it's been my pleasure as well. I've enjoyed working with you, and I wish you the very best.
And you are always ours, even after you graduate and finish this program. So you keep in touch, okay?
I say this, Dr. Revis and we have a lot of children.
We do. Makes me feel very old, but I'm very blessed, Dr. Stedman.
We are.
Take care, friends.
Okay. Good night, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving. Merry Christmas.
It's hard to believe where we are. Goodness.
It is. It really is.
Hey, Dr. Revis, can I ask you a question?
Of course.
So I emailed you about my school district having the aspiring principals cohort that I was invited to that I can't be a part of because we don't graduate until the summer. A neighboring district, Richland one of the principals, she just happens to be in my daughter's Girl Scout troop. She asked if I could come maybe to her school a little bit this semester and then maybe during the summer spend some time with her because they're going to have an assistant principal job coming open. So could I count the hours that I spend with her even though she's not my clinical person?
Okay.
No?
Well, yes and no, maybe. Let's say maybe.
Okay.
You have to get that approved.
Okay.
Through
And
your
it has
CC.
to be in the same district that you work in.
Oh no, it's a completely different.
It cannot be outside the district. You can't even
Okay.
get that approved, Dr. Revis,
Okay. Okay.
because of the agreements that they have, Gardner Webb has with them. So that would not work, Christina. They won't allow it.
Okay. But
And Dr. Revis, the only
think,
reason I know that is I've had to deal with this before.
Okay. All right.
well, I'm going to use some personal time in the new year and just go over and just see what they do at her school and just add that to as a resume builder.
I think that's wise, Christina.
Okay. I'll let her know that, I can't get credit for it, but I'll just come and observe you at your school. Okay.
Christina, you got
However, Christina, when you get into your 603 assignments,
Yes.
you've got to interview a principal. It doesn't mean that you can't interview a principal from somewhere else.
Okay.
You can do some of your assignment work for 603 based on what you're talking about.
Okay, because
Okay.
our district has a partnership with USC and they have a 2-year cohort. And those students graduate in June, which hence the reason why they have the July rule. So that their students could be a part of the cohort. So, okay.
Okay.
All
Okay,
right.
that sounds promising.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope so. Thank you.
Keep in touch, Christina.
Will do. Thank you.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Tori, you had a question?
I do have a question. I have my principal, my site administrator that had knee surgery on the last week. And she said that our other principal, Ms. McDonald, can sign my field experience. Does she need to write that in an email saying that she gives her permission to sign my field experience? Or can she just sign it? The other
Dr. Evans,
administrator.
if she's not at work,
She's not at work. She's working. The only thing she's doing is working from home through email. But she told me that if I needed it signed by Monday, because she does not return until December 3rd, I think she said.
no.
That if I needed it physically signed, that Miss McDonald, the other administrator, could sign it.
Did she put that in writing to you?
No, she didn't. That's why I asked you, do you want me to get her the email that it's okay for Miss
I would
McDonald
do
to
that, Dr. Revis. I would just put that and just attach that email with your submission.
And all my clinicals have been pre-written in pen. Do I need to type? It's 2 pages, but I mean, I wanted to say it online with everybody else, but I've already did the handwriting. It's really neat. It's really neat. It's not sloppy at all.
I'm
But I
gonna,
mean,
I'm
Your
gonna
students
tell,
understand, but
I'm just gonna tell you, Tori, if I was assessing
I'll
somebody's
type it over the
resume or-
holidays. I'll type it over the holidays and get her to sign it on Monday.
or portfolio, I think that's what I would do because it looks so much more professional.
Well, that's fine. I will. I'll do it over the holidays and
Okay.
I will have it Monday night for you.
Okay, I thank you for doing that. I think
Yep.
if it were me, I would do the same thing.
No problem. I will take care of it. And
Okay.
also I had one question about as far as like I wanted to get, this is in the same district, but I wanted to go and meet with the site administrator that's on a high school level that I used to work with years ago. But it's in the same district for the summer. Well,
You would have to get permission from your principal to be able to do that, and you'll need to clear it with whoever your instructor is at that time.
okay.
and
If-
she probably needs to clear that with her CC1 as well.
Yeah, her CC1, yeah, all that has to be cleared and it has to be approved. And I will tell you, even from the district office, they have to have some input in those decisions.
Yeah, I put it out there early. I put it out there like when I registered, I actually said, I talked to my district, but I also talked to the lady that I think that's our field person, Gardner Webb's field person. I told her my interest in doing it at the high school, the last
Yeah.
part.
Yeah.
Just
they-
get all your paperwork done.
Yeah.
And
Don't-
where can we find the paperwork? Is it to be
Well, you-
downloaded?
Yeah, what you need to do is get in touch with your CC1, the person from Gardner Webb who
Mhm.
talked to you at the beginning of the program,
Yeah.
and your principal about your clinical work.
Mm-hmm.
You need to reach back out to him or her
Mm-hmm.
and get permission there. They'll know what to tell you to do if they'll approve it. They have to approve it first.
It's the same district.
Yeah, well,
What gets complicated about that? Tell me what's the complication of
Well,
wanting
you
to
have
get
to-
experience in another grade level?
well, you have to have one person who's supervising that clinical work.
Yes.
So if you're going from this school to this school, who's supervising it? If I were a principal,
Mhm.
I would really have to have a good relationship with that other principal.
She does. She does.
And in order for me to sign off on what she says you've done in her building.
Oh, okay, I get you. I get
yeah.
how.
So
I just wanted to get that experience a little bit on the high school level. But I mean, if it's gonna get to complicating things, I mean,
well, and like Dr. Stedman said, you can do some of your assignments
okay,
at the high school. I
okay,
agree. When I came through my program, we were required to spend so many hours at each grade level. But
okay.
that's not the way,
It
Gardner
is
Webb
now.
has written up its agreements, and so that's what we have to do.
Okay, so maybe just use those times of, like you said, interviewing and different assignments and go over and spend time for that assignment, but stick
Right.
to that same site
I
administration.
would. I
Okay.
would.
Okay, all right. Y'all have a happy holiday. I appreciate everything.
Thank you.
you.
Bye, Tori.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
Sandra, thank you for being so
Okay,
patient.
Dr. Revis, I think Michelle had a question too, I think.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
or really quickly, will you be available tomorrow or Friday for us to talk?
Michelle, you are breaking up on me. I can't understand you.
I'm sorry.
She said, would you guys have time tomorrow or Friday to talk with her?
Sure. Yeah.
Which would be better?
Shoot me an email and we'll set up a time tomorrow. Do you have work tomorrow, Michelle?
Just for a bit.
What'd she say, Sandra?
I'm sorry.
Part of it here.
Did you say just for a bit?
Yes, yes.
Okay. All right. Do you have my phone number?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. If you will shoot me a text at some times that you have tomorrow, I'll see if I can make something work. Okay.
Thank you so much. Okay.
Bye-bye. Sandra, you've been very patient. Thank you.
Yes, so, thank you again.
You're
For spending
welcome.
time with the problem child.
Well, you're not, I do not consider you a problem child.
Oh my
I'm gonna pull
gracious.
up. That's not the one I wanted to pull up. I wanted to pull up task 3.
Yeah, that's task 2.
Let me just say that I think maybe, just maybe, part of your problem, here's task 3.
Mhm.
And task 3 is you still don't have a really strong task 2 yet. Okay. So that's why I started to pull up task 2. But let's look at task 3.
Okay.
Okay. That is okay. Good deal. All
Bye-bye.
right. Bye.
Bye.